Are we live? Hello, everyone. I'm Rusty. The solar narrow gauge rail maintenance diesel. Hello, everyone. I'm Rusty. My apologies, folks. My driver forgot to mute the video.
Oh dear.
That's really funny right there.
Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, welcome to another. Welcome to our first narrow gauge live stream. I'm not very good with knowing what a live stream is because, modern technology are so new nowadays, and some of us don't even know what we're doing.
Rusty, do you want me to explain?
And if you can, Duncan.
Well, we've now started using the new apps and everything on the site called YouTube and everything. Even though they started taking away, well, what I've heard, these teenagers, when I took a passenger train the other day, they said that they took off the private messaging feature, which is ridiculous. And which I thought, wow, how can others message each other?
I've heard a little bit about that too.
That's just ridiculous. And,
yes.
So
I've heard.
And now this live streaming thing is actually pretty cool because you can send a link on the mobile phone on the app of YouTube, or I think never mind. But send a link to someone else like on the Facebook or Skype or whatever, etc. What my driver's used for his brother over, because his brother is actually Scottish, and my driver right now is British, but his brother is Scottish and lives in Scotland, so they keep in touch with each other. Off topic.
Actually,
you know what I mean.
All right.
Okay. We got a few questions here. Okay. Grant the magic comedian engine. A comedian engine. Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope he didn't think about
address who the questions are for, just in case. Sorry if I interrupted.
Okay. Well, this question goes to me. Rusty, have you ever heard of Indiana Jones? You could play as him in a movie. You just simply need to whip a gun, a hat, and a boulder. Oh, come on!
I know who this is. I know who this is.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, let me just get you clear. I know what Indiana Jones is all about. My driver watches it sometimes, though he's not really much of a fan. Me, on the other hand, I'm not much of a fan of it at all, to be honest. Sorry. But anyway, the boulder thing, are you serious? You had to go with the boulder thing? I'm still...
Oh, that's messed up.
I've heard a little bit about Indiana Jones too. My driver sometimes watched those movies, although he's only ever seen the first and third ones.
My driver actually was watching it on Google Movies app on his phone the other night. He was sitting on a chair. He was sitting in his lawn chair in front of my shed watching it. I heard music and I was like, what's going on outside of my shed? I puff out and I see him. I see this very gory ant scene where these ants are chewing up this lady's face.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't know what came over. I'm sorry.
Information.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. I will actually grant the magic engine. Oh my God, Duncan, you're not gonna like this, but
oh no.
Grant the magic engine said, "Hey Duncan, America runs on Duncan."
Oh, you're real funny. You're lucky I'm in a good mood. Wow. Normally I'm in a bad mood. Now, really, I'm in a good mood because I just found out my brother. I don't know where I got that from. I'm sorry. My driver just got re-engaged.
Oh.
So that's good news for him, and I'm actually excited for him.
Well, that's good to hear.
Off topic again. Let's just say difficulties with the X. Not going to go into topic. That's because that's his business.
Oh yes.
I see a question for you, and it says, Do you remember chatting with Skarloey?
Oh, yes, I do. I still chat with Skarloey on occasion, but sometimes we both get so busy that we hardly ever get to see each other. But we still remember talking to each other, and we enjoy it very much.
Huh. I talk with Skarloey a lot of the time when I'm at the Blue Mountain Quarry.
So I've heard. Oh, yes, Duncan, there's another question for you.
Yes.
This one is from Island of Sodor Films 2018. To Duncan, who did you used to work with before you came to Sodor?
Hold please. I'll be right back. I'm being called away.
Oh. Oh dear.
And of course he backs away.
I guess Mr. Percival has him doing several jobs. We'll come back to that later. But anyway, Mr. Merlin Fan 02 is saying hello to us, and he has a question. He's a question for Duncan.
Well, sorry to say this, Mr. Merlin Fan, but I'm afraid you're a bit too late to ask Duncan a question. But it's all right. If he ever comes back, you can ask him your question then.
Right. Well.
Oh, speak of the devil, he's back.
Oh, Duncan, welcome back. Where have you been?
Something happened, and I just had to come up. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, you got two questions, but we'll read the first one that we read before.
Okay, go ahead.
To Duncan. This one is from Island of Sodor Films 2018. To Duncan, who did you used to work with before you came to Sodor?
Oh, I forget. Let me give me 1 second. Give me one.
Take your time.
Why don't you read one of yours?
I'm sorry. Do you mean like?
Actually, I think I found it. Actually, I was who I used to work with, or well, I do know about my history. I was built by Andrew Barclay Sons and Co. at the Caledonia Works in Kilmarnock, Scotland, to the simple and straightforward and industrial design in 1928. So
interesting.
I used to work with. It was brought second-handed by Sir Handel Oyle Brown in 1958 to work with, I think, Sir Handel and Peter Sam.
Oh yes, I've heard a little bit about that.
After Peter Sam's accident.
I've heard many stories about your adventures on the railway.
Yes.
Oh,
not proud of the mistakes I've made.
It's quite all right. I myself have made many mistakes before coming to Sodor,
oh sure, old iron.
While I'm not exactly proud of anything that I've done before coming to Sodor, at the same time, they did help me become the engine I am today. So, at least there's one thing that's good about that. Oh, yeah.
What was the second question you were going to ask?
Yes, the second question to you, Duncan, is from Mr. Merlin Fan 02. Oh, and actually, never mind. Sorry, sorry if I'm stuttering a little bit. My memory is a little bit foggy right now, and I'm having difficulty saying things, but sorry.
Take your time.
Maybe it's because...
Take your time, old iron.
Maybe... Why?
I found that from James. He used to call you that old iron years ago. Oh, Pete. Hello.
Okay.
Huh?
Peter Sam.
Hello there, Peter Sam.
Hello there, Sam.
Hello. You were saying?
Anyways.
You were saying with a question.
Yes. Anyways. Mr. Merlin Fan 02 says, to Duncan, do you remember when you derailed whilst rocking and rolling on the tracks?
Oh, real funny. Bring it up again. I'm about to start getting in a bad mood.
All right.
Yes,
all right,
I remember.
all right.
I was rocking and I was rolling. I was disco dancing all over the rails.
Oh, trust me, I remember that day. And that was the same day. That was the same day you picked on me just because I'm a diesel.
Yes,
I didn't mean to. Get off my buffers.
How enough did you do rock and roll? I mean, we don't even have feet.
Oh, he's not
It's
talking about.
it's a little maneuver. It's a little maneuver I do where I shake and I rattle all over the rails, and I bip and I bop and I bash and I crash all over the rails. You know what I mean.
From what I've heard, I think you actually stopped doing it long ago. Did you?
Oh, I stopped doing that years ago. I think 10, 15 years ago.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh yes. Anyways, now that Duncan's questions are over, I believe I got a comment from Serena Leo Harper. Hey Edward, have you ever wondered of getting a crystal paintwork? I got the perfect color for you.
Crystal
Hmm.
paintwork? What's that?
I never really thought to change my blue livery, but maybe
Let me have my driver look it up.
Maybe I guess I would like to change it up a bit and see what this crystal color is like. Maybe just for one day, but still, that would be very interesting.
Boys, I have a question here. Repeat to Sam.
Ooh.
Does the refreshment lady have a name? Yes, her name is Susan.
Oh,
But wait a minute.
I remember that.
Yeah, Susan, was that one of the name? Is that the name of one of the coaches?
oh yes, I've heard of her. I think I caught a glimpse of her at the station earlier, but I never really got to talk much with her. I don't think.
Yes, she's very busy.
Huh, I never knew that she was named after the refreshment lady.
Who knew, right?
Well, small world after all, am I right?
And it just keeps smaller.
Oh, so far there are no questions for me yet.
Hmm.
Don't worry, Paxton.
Well,
You
please ask
understand.
questions so we can shut them up.
I don't think. Anyways. Oh, yes. Serena Leo Harper says, don't worry, Edward. It's just like your original paint, but with crystal effects. Oh, I see. That sounds perfectly reasonable.
I think it was like a nice, soft, light blue with a bit of light in it.
Okay, Serena Harper Productions asks, to Edward, do you remember Beverly and Jennifer? Who are those two? I never heard of them.
Who are they?
I don't think so. I don't really know those two at all. Sorry.
I really don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a question for any of us. Does an engine learn self-control? In Journey Beyond Sodor, Beresford grabs Thomas, his crew bails, but his wheels keep spinning. How? I think I may have a little theory to that. I think maybe Thomas's crew forgot to shut off his steam when that happened. But
because we're
Yes.
engines. We're engines. We can't move by ourselves. And this is hearing from, I think, from you, Edward. I think the last time you told me about the incident with Thomas and the station master's house.
Oh yes, I was just
or the
thinking.
runaway incident I heard many years ago.
I was
Wasn't
just
that caused by a guard and a cleaner?
yes, I was
Huh?
just thinking about the incident with the station master's house and Thomas. Yes.
I don't understand why Thomas got the blame. It wasn't his fault.
He actually wanted to go out on himself because I know it was years ago before I heard. I think I heard this like 17 years ago, but he wanted to show off. Apparently, no offense to Thomas. Edward, tell him no offense.
Isn't that kind of what you do?
There's no
Paxton,
real.
you got a question?
Huh?
Paxton's got a question finally, so we can shut him up.
From Kelly Foster to Paxton. Are you brothers with Diesel and Sydney since you are the same class?
Well, I'm not sure about that because I think my builders once told me that I'm actually a BR Class 10 diesel shunter because I'm a lot more stronger than Diesel, who's a Class 08. And you notice why I worked at the Blue Mountain Quarry.
Oh
That makes a lot of
yes, I've
sense.
heard there are plenty of I heard there were plenty of diesel shunters who look very similar to Class 08s, but I could never tell them apart.
I think the details are like on the inside, like on the engine or something like that. Oh, I'm not really sure.
Ah, I see. I get it. Oh, I got a question from Kelly Foster to Edward. Do you and Trevor remember the garden party? Oh, yes, I do. Well, we still remember the garden party, and it was really pleasant. I wish we could do it again, but who knows if that'll ever happen.
Is there any questions for me again?
Well, there's one question to everyone from Grant the Magic Comedian Engine. Everyone, do you know of a circus engine named Casey Jr.? Also,
No,
but in the
not at all.
Steelworks chase, when Thomas gets dropped and shed, we see his wheels move trying not to fall, but his crew aren't there.
Well, okay, to answer the Casey Jr. question, my driver showed me a few pictures of him, a circus train. I have to say, for an engine that's very good at pulling the circus, he seemed useful.
Well, I've never really met anyone named Casey Jr., but I've heard of an engine who shared the same name from a Disney film called, Dumbo? My driver's seen that, and he's told me all about it.
That is Casey Jr.
Huh.
Oh, yes. I see.
Oh, I have another question. And to Paxton, do you like being green? If not, what other color would you want to be? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I do like being green, but I guess I wouldn't mind being painted yellow like Duncan, or maybe red like those EWS diesels that Thomas and James met at Bridlington.
Ooh, I've got
Interesting.
a question here. Peter Sam, remember you being in charge? Oh, yes, I remember. It's been a while though.
Wasn't that during the time when Victor came to visit your railway, Peter Sam?
Yes, I remember.
Hmm.
I ended up screwing things up though.
Oh dear.
It was so simple. How could you screw it up?
I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
then
question.
again, if I were given that position, I don't know if I'd do a pretty good job either.
I mean, you are old iron, so maybe.
Oi!
Oh, Duncan!
That's what he's called. That's what James calls him.
Okay.
Well, still, you don't really have to. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to carry on that tradition either, Duncan.
Well, I don't really plan to just 1 or 2 times.
Oh,
Well, as long as it's 1 or 2 times, then I guess I'm fine with it. But still, just be mindful of how others will react, Duncan.
Okay, Serene O'Hara Production asks, to Duncan, do you remember Darren? Who's Darren?
who?
The bloody
Wait,
passenger in
wait a minute. I'm just curious. My driver showed me a video on YouTube once. The name started to ring a bell because after watching the video from my driver, is Darren your brother, Duncan?
Oh, wait a second. You said you mentioned a video, did you, Rusty?
I did. By someone, but by someone on YouTube. I'm trying to remember his. I'm trying to remember this person's name though.
Is it Liz Productions 5784?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I remember seeing that video too. My driver showed it to me on Christmas.
Yeah.
And that video was apparently telling it was basically what she believes to be Duncan's backstory. And there was an engine named Darren in it.
Could be my brother. Who knows? I'm actually pretty sure my brother is Dolgotch.
I think that's Renee's brother. I think yours is called Douglas.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Yes.
Wrong one.
Actually, I heard on the Tallyflin Railway that your brother, Duncan, is actually called Douglas.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. My firebox is a bit fuzzy at the moment.
It's all right. It can happen to anyone.
Fine, you know. Oh, I've got a question.
Aye.
Okay, it says, Duncan and Rusty, would you like to be repainted as your Railway Series counterpart or still say as your colors now?
I'd stay at the same right now.
I quite like my green coat.
I'm sorry. What was the question again? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, it says, Peter, Sam, and Duncan, and Rusty, would you like to be repainted as your Railway Series counterparts or still say as your colors now?
For me, I prefer my orange color. I mean, my driver has shown me a few books about what I look like, but by the Rev W. Audrey, me looking black. To be honest, I didn't really care for that color. In fact, I was black when I was first built.
Oh, yes, I see.
I didn't really care for it. So I asked if I could get repainted orange.
Hey, Rusty, there's another question for you.
Really?
Yes, this one is from Mr. Merlin Fano 2. To Rusty, where did you come from and where did you get your name?
Well, as for where I came from, that's been hard to explain where I came from. I really don't remember, to be honest. All I know is I was somewhere on the mainland. But my name, however, I was actually named after my builders, Rustin and Hornsby. Not because of my color, though. Those two men were so nice to me after when I was built. Not sure if they're around to this day because I haven't seen them in a while. But mostly it's been like a while ago, so I think it's one is probably one or two are still alive, and one of them is dead. I'm not sure.
I see.
Guys, I'm being pulled away for passenger train, so I'll see you guys later. Hopefully, come back later.
All
Okay,
right. Goodbye, Duncan.
Goodbye, Duncan.
Well, I just found out.
What the?
It's a freight train. Oi. All right, see ya.
You know, about what Duncan called you earlier, Edward, you know, like old iron. I remember Diesel and Diesel 10 calling you and the others by, like, what their insult names are to you. Like, Thomas is like the blue puffball, you're the old iron, Henry's the old square wheels, Gordon's the galloping sausage, James is the rusty
Paxton, are you
scrap
okay?
iron.
Because for some reason you're kind of laggy on your side.
Am I speaking?
I'm able to hear him just fine, I think.
I am too.
Huh. Well, like, anyway, like, I've heard Diesel and Diesel 10 saying, like, all the insult names he calls you and the others.
Oh, yes, I remember them all too well.
I see.
Rusty, there's a question for you from Kelly Foster. Do you still treat Duncan like your student?
Student? Unless you burn as friend based off the adventure of that story that after Duncan's accident, after he came off the rails, I had to go and rescue him, and he apologized and became good friends. I don't really call him a student. I really don't call him a student. I prefer him as a friend.
I see.
I think you mean by like, I don't know, like you're the teacher and like you're mentoring him or something like that.
Mentor and he listens to me? Hardly doubtful. I mean, there are days he does listen, but I remember that one incident he had. And I'll never forget. I told him, and this was the day I came to the transfer yard. Peter, Sam, you were there. When I told you that the old bridge was about to collapse. Duncan didn't believe me. And when I told Tom Hat decided to shut down the bridge. Duncan decided to cross it, and run out of coal, and I had to go rescue him.
Oh yes, I remember that. That was not good.
I don't think I was ever told of this.
And well, my driver said there's a video on YouTube, so I'm pretty certain my driver will forward you the video later.
Oh, all right. I suppose so.
Um,
Paxton. This is from Studio Harbor Productions. To Paxton, do you have sisters like Vanessa? Issa, the Avengers of the Purple Shunter? Who's Vanessa?
huh? I don't know any sister named Vanessa.
I don't either.
Yeah, sorry, mate, but we have a hard time trying to figure out what this. We're gonna skip that one.
I see another question for me, and it says to Paxton, what was your reaction or thoughts of people thinking you were an antagonist back in 2011, Day of the Diesels? Well, I wasn't really an antagonist in that film. I just only went along with what the Diesels were doing.
I see.
And plus, I didn't want to be berated by Diesel 10.
Believe it or not, that DVD has a deleted scene, although it's not on DVD. But there was something deleted that no one ever knew. Technically, Diesel 10 did come to the narrow gauge railway, and Diesel 10 asked me if I can join him in the invasion of the Diesels, and I just told him two problems. One, why would I want to help you conquer the steamworks? And two, I'm a narrow gauge engine. I'm not. Wait, there were tracks there, but I was quite busy that day. And besides, why would I take over the diesel or the steamworks? That's just not my style.
I see. Hey, I've got two. So sorry, but I've got two questions. The first one is from Kelly Foster. To Edward, what does rerouted mean anyways? Well, I believe rerouted means sending someone or something along a different route.
I see.
And the other question is from someone named Marie Morales. Edward, do you remember sleeping with Philip? Yes, and I still do occasionally sleep with him because I now live at Wellsworth with him on my branch line.
Oh yes. Rosie told me about the time Rosie came to the transfer, came to Crovan's Gate and told us a bit of what James did.
Yes, that wasn't very wise of James to go so fast and crash into the sheds like that.
Oh, I see a question for me. Okay, since you used to be called Stuart, when did you first come to the Mid-Sodor Railway? Well, I remember I first came to the Skarloey Railway, 1952. I don't really remember when I was working on the Mid-Sodor Railway. I don't remember. I believe I was built in 1920.
Edward, I see something, but it's not really a question. It's more like a compliment from Serena. Oh, Edward, you're so wise.
Well, thank you, Serena.
Looks like you got an admirer.
Oh, well now, is that so? Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Serena. I'd love to talk with you more if we have the time, but still, thank you so much for your kind compliment. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Anyways, there's a question from RJ the Brave Engine. Hey Edward, haven't you heard Rosie has her new paintwork and she has her own number on the side just like Thomas? Oh yes, I've actually seen her with that. And she told me all about it.
I mean, I prefer her pink. No offense, but I'm so used to her being painted pink. I don't understand why she got repainted red.
Actually, it wasn't pink. It was lavender.
Yes, and I believe Rosie actually told me why she was repainted red in the first place. She
Oh.
told
Oh, do tell.
she told me that she was getting a little bit bored of her lavender livery and she wanted to have a little bit of a change. So they repainted her, and they even went the extra mile and removed her makeup in the process and gave her a new headlamp on her funnel, and now she is more happier than ever.
Yay!
Oh. Well, still, I'm gonna miss her being painted lavender.
I will too, but sometimes things can't stay the same forever, and we have to learn to accept it one way or another.
Or, as my dad would say after watching some kind of strange movie, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yes, that too. Oh yes, Peter Sam, there's a question for you.
Oh, okay. Do you remember when you helped the refreshment lady find a tea shop or something like that? Oh yes, I remember that. I helped her find a little coach, and basically, she can go anywhere on Sodor and sell her refreshments.
I think I may have heard a little bit about that story, actually.
Oh yes, yes.
Is that coach still operational?
Oh yes, it's still operational.
Oh, yes. Pardon me, I just haven't seen it much these days.
Oh no, you're fine.
That's because that usually comes out during the summertime, overtime. We don't use it that often.
Ooh, I see. Wait, hold on a sec. Isn't it already summer, though?
Whoa.
Well, it depends on certain times of the summer. I mean, there are days that frequently Eddie's gonna need her stand, but sometimes she likes to travel on the railway, help us serve things to customers along the railway. But
it is.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
It is almost fall, so.
Yes, true. And from my understanding, August is like literally tomorrow. So, I suppose there is understanding in that.
You know, I think I heard something that basically one of the YouTubers' birthdays tomorrow.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, I've got a comment from... Oh my, it looks like there's an engine in the chat, and it's Murdoch.
Murdoch?
Murdoch? Wait,
Yeah.
who's Murdoch?
He's a
as far as I heard, I seen him once before. He passed by Crobin's gate pulling a very long, heavy freight train. He's orange like me, and he has 10 driving wheels.
Well, he actually has 8 drive wheels, but 10 wheels in total. Just 2 leading wheels at the front. But yes, 10 wheels in total. Anyways, he asks to everyone, do you like fortune cookies?
What's
we're engines. We don't eat.
Yes, but
what's a cookie?
a fortune cookie, from what my driver tells me, is a kind of cookie that has a little bit of a piece of paper in it that you break away and... Oh my, is that Molly?
Molly?
Oh, what's going on here? I thought I heard some engines.
Oh, we're just having a live stream, Molly.
Wait, Edward, is that you? Oh,
Yes,
I haven't seen you for quite some time.
I haven't seen... Oh, I'm doing well, Molly. Coincidentally, I haven't heard much from you either. How have you been?
I've been working on the Great Eastern Railway. Other than that, I'm doing fine, thanks. What's going on here?
What is this?
That's all.
Well,
Wait.
we're just...
Who's this green diesel? I never seen you before.
Oh, I've never seen you before.
This is Paxton. He works at the Blue Mountain Quarry with the narrow gauge engine sometimes.
And he's very friendly.
Yes.
Blue Mountain Quarry? I never heard of that place either.
Yes,
I miss a lot being away of Sodor.
Yes, the Blue Mountain Quarry, I believe, opened sometime after you temporarily had to leave Sodor to work on the Great Eastern Railway.
Indeed.
Yes. In fact, a lot of engines have arrived on Sodor since you left, Molly, and now that you're back, I I think sometime after the stream is over, I'll have to introduce you to some of them.
I suppose I'll stay for a little while because I need to head back.
All right. Very well
Very
then.
sorry.
That's understandable.
Very much apologies.
It's
Yep.
all right. It's quite all right, Molly.
You're
It's
fine.
It's perfectly understandable.
Yep. Okay. Mary Morals asked me, "Do you remember the boulder that chased you?" Okay, seriously, again with the boulder thing. I think we were past this like 25 minutes ago. Don't remind me about the boulder. Yes, I remember that day. Hey, and oh my God, it was the most frightening experience. That thing just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Molly. I don't think you've heard of this, but sometime before you arrived on Sodor, there was an incident at another quarry that involved a boulder, and it caused quite a bit of mayhem to the rails that the narrow gauge engines were on, and it even took out a shed, and it was so bad that the Fat Controller had to shut down the quarry. Yes.
I think I remember an engine telling me about that incident. From what I heard, from where I heard, Rusty, you said that the boulder was alive somehow.
Well, well, said they had told Percy there was something strange about that one.
Yes.
Oh, Molly, you got a question, and it's from Sudrian Harbor Productions, and he asks, to Molly, are you always yellow, even built in the Great Eastern Railway?
That's actually not true, actually. I was actually painted Great Eastern Green. And yes, in fact,
that makes
my
sense.
yellow, my yellow paint was actually based off the crystal coats. I remember from seeing the live stream chat, a girl, Serena, told me about it.
Oh, interesting.
She's quite a nice girl.
Indeed, and and while we're talking about old time liveries, like I know I was painted black when I was first built, and Molly was green. Paxton and this is a question to you, Peter, Sam, Paxton, and Edward. What colors were you guys before?
Well,
I'm betting they were both red.
I was always painted in BR green since I was built. Although at one point I was almost painted in BR blue like Sydney, but I was able to avoid being painted in that color.
So they just give you the yellow stripe.
Yeah. I mean, after all, so most of us diesels were painted in BR blue back in 1964.
That makes a lot of sense.
I see.
And what about you, Edward?
Well, before I came to
Furnace
Sodor,
red.
yes, before I came to Sodor, I was painted red before, but when I was bought by the Fat Controller in 1914, I was given my blue coat and my number 2, so that to further signify that I now belong to the Northwestern Railway.
There's a question to me from Mira the Hedgehog. To Molly, in this book I have, it says you're sometimes called
that's pretty interesting.
Molly the Brave.
And what about you, Peter? Saying
Wait, hold on. Molly had a question.
2 questions, more like.
Yes.
This one's from Mira the Hedgehog. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. To Molly, in this book I had, it says you're sometimes called Molly the Brave. Do you know why you're called that? Oh my, it's been such a long time, I don't quite remember. Huh.
I don't think I've ever heard of those books either, so sorry.
No, it's fine, Edward.
Oh.
And besides, you're kind of mostly shy most of the time.
Oh, yes.
I have a question here. It says, have you never seen a blue diesel named D199, aka Spam Can?
Oh, I remember.
Don't get me started.
Wait, who's that?
I don't.
D199 was a diesel who came to our railway around the time the modernization plan had just been, well, new. And D199 came with another diesel named Bear, and while
Isn't
D19...
it Bear? I think you said that wrong.
No, it was... yes, it was Bear. But, yeah. One day...
I think it's how you said it, Edward. You said I think when you first said it, you said pear by accident.
Wait, did I just... No, I didn't say... I did... I did not say pear.
That's what it sounds like.
All right.
Oh
Anyways,
my goodness. You haven't changed a bit, Edward.
oh dear. Anyways, about D199. D199 was taking a train and he failed, unfortunately for him, and Henry,
What
by
happened?
chance, just so happened to be near D199 when he had his accident, and Henry had to help him back. Although coincidentally, Bear also failed on his own train, and Henry had to help him out at the same time. And D199 ended up being sent back to the other railway. However, the Fat Controller managed to keep Bear, and he now runs our railway as one of the mainline diesels pulling passenger trains.
Oh, I've never seen him before.
I've never seen him before either.
Well,
I've
he
seen
is...
that diesel.
Well, let's just say
I've seen that diesel before.
Well, I
What
wasn't
a
built at the time. I wasn't
idiot.
built at the time when he was built, so I was probably on the mainland still.
Yes. Oh,
That
and...
diesel was quite a brat. All I know,
don't get me
when
started
he
on
came to the Great Eastern.
Wait, you're talking about D199, right, Molly?
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
I thought the Great Eastern Railway was absorbed into the LNER.
Well, maybe... yes,
Don't remind me of LNER, please.
What?
Just-
What? Was it something I said?
Yeah,
Do your
well,
business.
Here's the thing. Sometimes when engines don't really like new changes, I think they still like to call them by their former names just so they won't have to be reminded of those changes. I mean, I personally have no problem with them, but if Molly doesn't feel comfortable being reminded of the new name, then I won't complain.
Indeed.
It's not just the name, it's someone.
Oh.
You don't mean Gordon?
Oh.
No,
no,
not Gordon. I
no,
like
no,
Gordon. He's a great
Well,
engine.
you're getting close, Pax. Well, you were getting close, Paxton. Technically, well, Gordon did tell me about this one engine, and same thing with Henry.
Is
Some
it
kind
Alfred?
of LNER B12. I forgot his name, but his number was 98462.
Oh, I
Alfred.
remember him. Yes, he was one of the first engines of the Northwestern Railway, along with another engine, 87546, but both of them were sent
His
away
name's Croven, for what I heard.
Oh yeah,
yes. Both of them.
Yeah. I see him pop here with the governor of Sodor a few times.
Yes.
Exactly.
When they were. Yes, from what I've heard, when they were new to the railway, I heard that both of them were sent away for being nasty and rude.
Huh.
Yes, at least that's what the thing can. At
The
least
name
that's.
Alfred still haunts me.
Well, at least you haven't met
so-
Spencer.
Oh, I've met Spencer a few times.
Oh yes, Spencer is one of the most pompous steam engines I've ever met. Probably even more so.
Streamlined, silver, boastful. Is that him?
Yep, the one and only.
Yes, unfortunately so.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I have heard from a lot of the engines that you once won a race against him, Edward.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
wait. I don't remember this. Can you fill me in the details? My memory's a bit foggy.
It was during the time the Duke of Dutchess were building the summer house somewhere on an old branch line. Spencer was snoozing on a hill. You passed him. He didn't know until it was too late.
Oh, now I remember. I think coincidentally enough, I believe it reminded me of a story that my driver told me called The Tortoise and the Hare.
Oh, yes, that's what it reminded me
Oh, I love
of.
that story.
Wasn't that something similar that happened with those dump truck twins named Max and Monty and a steamroller named Buster?
Don't remind me of those two. The last time I saw those two, they poured rocks all over me and Peter Sam. Oh my God!
Oh.
We couldn't get the dents out. We couldn't get the dents off us for months.
Oh dear.
Yes, it was.
Well, to me, I'm over exaggerating. I mean, technically, we couldn't get the dents out of us for days. Let's go with that.
Oh, bye. I think I seem to forgot a question by accident. Someone named Marie I can't pronounce her last name.
Maureen Morales.
Yes, thank you, Rusty.
No problem.
Molly, remember your special? Oh, yes, I remember it. I remember that special. How it taught me that even though I was given yet a job that didn't make me feel important, Thomas reminded me that I was, even if I didn't have a proper job. How yet that lesson really taught me very well.
Oh yes. Oh, it seems I have a question from Kelly Foster. To Edward, how are Charlie Sand and Sydney Haver? Do you mean my old driver and fireman?
Old driver and fireman?
Oh,
What do you mean?
Well, when I was new to the railway, I had two people named Charlie Sand and Sydney Haver as my driver and fireman, and I've worked with them for many years, but later, sometime towards the end of the 20th century, they retired, and now, though, I've heard a few years ago that they've passed away, sadly.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes.
I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Thank you very kindly.
Molly, you got another question from RJ the Brave Engine. Molly, do you have brothers and sisters of your younger days or not?
I do have a few brothers and sisters. Well, I don't seem to remember much. I remember having this sister named Tabitha. She was the artsy one of my family.
Artsy?
Believe me.
What do you mean?
It means she was creative. You know, like those artists with paint.
She was one of those engines.
So you mean like she's all quote? So she's like artsy fartsy, as one of the people I've heard say.
Was that from the movie? Was that from a movie called Robots?
I don't really know for sure. I just heard someone say it while I was taking passenger trains, but I thought it was pretty funny, so I had to say it. Sorry.
Well, how can engines get artsy? I mean, they don't even have hands to paint.
I think
she was pretty creative in her shunting work, for all I know.
Okay. Serena is asking. Oh, to Molly and Edward. Have you met this engine named Diana? Who's Diana?
I don't remember anyone named Diana. Sorry. Do you know anyone, Molly?
She's my sister. My younger sister.
Oh,
I almost forgot.
Is that so?
She's actually the royal engine of the Queen of London.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. She's very lucky.
Well, that's very interesting to hear.
Yes,
lucky.
From what I hear, I think she's taken an affection.
I'm sorry.
She's took an affection to an engine, I believe.
And what was that engine's name, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm talking to him right now.
Oh.
Wait, it's you, Paxton?
No,
no, not
you.
me.
What?
This should be being you.
Wait. Hold the phone. Me?
From what I heard when I last saw her, yes.
Oh, my. Well, this is a surprise.
Oh,
Well,
Yes.
I mean, I'll just get up and envy like your sister. I mean, she gets to pull passenger trains.
I'm sure you will, Paxton,
Oh,
one day.
I don't know if I'm cut out for it. I mean, I mostly pull freight around the railway.
What about workmen? Could that work?
No, I don't can't do that. I think another engine does that.
yes, I think I could be totally wrong on this, but I believe Thomas sometimes takes workmen up to the Blue Mountain Quarry.
Oh, yes, he does.
Ah, yes.
That's right.
Hey, Paxton.
Still, why did that Serena
wait.
girl only ask me and Edward? Huh.
You were saying, Rusty?
You have a question here from Kelly Foster. To Paxton, how did you meet Stafford after the Lost Puff mess? Well, wait, what lost?
Wait. Oh, I think it was because of that incident when I overheard him talking with Toby. When Toby said to him that Thomas has lost his puff, and I went on this wild goose chase trying to find his lost puff. But
I
it
think I
turned
was
out
back on the
that
Great Eastern Railway, so I didn't know what's going on.
I think that was just a metaphor with the lost puff.
but later I found out that because of those bumpy tracks near Nappa, that Thomas raced over them and bumped
I
into
found
Toby. Huh?
Wait, huh?
Up there. I found it.
Hey guys.
No, wait, it's just a cloud.
Oh, I see.
Got you.
Sorry for interrupting, Molly, but I got my driver received a text from Percy's driver saying that he might join later.
Oh,
Percy?
wait, is Percy coming here?
Yeah.
I suppose. I haven't seen him in a while.
Chip, I see him once in a while. I see him like once in a while. Not as much, but yeah, he's a very kind engine. A bit cheeky sometimes, but yeah, what can you do?
I still occasionally see Percy from time to time.
Yes. I only seen him a few times, but then I had to return to the Great Eastern.
I see.
Yeah, I don't really like to head back because I love being here on Sodor. You guys understand, right?
Yes, I do. We really enjoy.
We understand.
We really enjoy having you here, Molly. And we really missed having you here, especially since, well, you've been gone so long.
Yeah.
Kelly Foster asked.
Sojourn Harbors Productions asked me, to Molly, what's your brother's names? I can't remember much, but there's only one I remember. But I don't think you all will like it.
Trust me. We met some rude engines before. Diesel being one of them.
Oh, I remember Diesel all too well.
Well, all I remember, his name was. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
Sorry, I think I had something stuck.
It's all right. It can happen to anyone, Molly. Anyways, you were saying?
All right. My brother's name that I remembered was Alfred.
Oh.
What? Wait. You mean No, you mean Alfred
The
as in
B12?
984? He's your brother?
What?
I
What?
told, I
What?
Oh
told you
my.
I wouldn't like it.
Well,
This is quite of a shock.
as much as I admit this is a really big shock, I won't hold it against you, Molly.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault that your brother is such a jerk.
Yes. Just because
Yes.
Just because one engine was rude to someone in the past, that doesn't mean you're exactly like them.
Yeah.
No, I'm nothing like him, but Gordon thought I was when I first came.
What? If you ask me, just ignore Gordon. That big boastful engine needs to learn not to be so rude to engines.
Exactly.
Chip, and plus, judging what I hear from Edward, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but he barely even says thank you every time Edward pushes him up the hill.
From what
Well,
I heard Henry called him a mongrel.
Whoa, that's
Oh,
cool. That's
Oh.
cool.
What
Yes.
does that mean?
you don't
You
want
don't
to know,
wanna
Pat.
know.
You
Yes.
really want to know. It really offends us engines. Let's go with that.
Yes.
Okay. So I asked.
It's all right, Paxton. Some things are best left unspoken of for now. But yes.
True words have never been spoken.
Chip, good thing he's gone.
Yes. I'm quite thankful
What
that
happened to him anyway?
know-
Well, he didn't get scrapped. But the last I heard, because of his rude behavior, he left the LNR railway and he was shipped to a museum. Damn, he won't be coming back anytime soon.
Oh
From what I heard,
yes.
I thought he got into an accident.
Well, most likely you're thinking about watching. I think you're watching some kind of YouTube video. I think you're watching. I think your driver showed you like a YouTube video that was made by this Thomas 1 Edward 2 Henry 3 guy.
Wait, but Edward's right here.
No.
He's talking about someone with that. He's talking about someone who has my name in his username.
Yeah.
As
Is
well
he
as
allowed to do that?
well,
yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, there are some people out there that use my name in some of their usernames, and I don't mind. I mean, it's not the real names, or some of them are, but it's just what makes them happy.
and from what I've heard, I've also heard of a few people who have Oliver's name in their username too.
Indeed.
I heard that's mostly with lots of other engines.
Yeah. In fact, I ran into like a few. In fact, I think there were like a few of them out there that had the name Emily, in them.
Oh, sorry everyone, but it seems I've got a question from someone named Dylan Vo. To Edward, have you met Nia? Yes, I have actually, and she's a very nice engine.
Who's Nia?
Nia
Who's
is
Nia?
Who's
Nia
that?
isn't
Who?
Nia is an engine from Africa who came to Sodor because she told me that in her old home, her shed was destroyed and she has no home, and I felt very bad for her, so I offered to give. Then I remembered that I'm now sleeping at Wellsworth and I'm no longer at Timoth's Sheds, so I kindly offered to give her my old berth, and now she's really happy with it.
Oh, Edward, you are so kind.
That was
Thanks.
bad.
Although I did hear from some passengers that they are a little angry that you left the sheds, and they kind of blame James for it.
Yes, I'm aware of that too.
I
But
think it's a lot of nonsense.
yes, I agree. And some people need to understand that even though we are even though we are indeed very special, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are immortal, and some things cannot stay the same forever. And
Indeed. And Molly. The way your paintwork looks, you kind of remind me of another yellow engine that passed by here like a few times. Big, yellow, and as far as I know, she was a bit clumsy, a bit.
Oh,
Rebecca?
I think her name was Rebecca. I think.
Yes,
Oh, I've
that's what
met-
I said.
I've met her on occasions.
yeah, and judging by the basis from what I saw, she's a Southern Railway boy like Pacific.
Yes, I've heard of a few. I've heard a few of those engines were designed by the same builder who built Neville, apparently.
What? Oh my God! I haven't heard from Neville in ages.
You know,
Oh, no.
I think I remember hearing about that. I think his name was Oliver Bully. Then, from what I heard, he even built Norman and Dennis.
Yes.
You know, I say Norman a lot, but whatever happened to Dennis?
I think Dennis was sent back to the mainland for being too lazy.
Oh, he probably got. He probably got turned into a generator.
That, okay.
Paxton.
Paxton, really?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's just say I heard a story from Duke telling that to Sir Handel and Peter Sam, who were once Stewart and Falcon.
Oh,
about
I've heard
turning
this
into a
story
generator.
too.
I forgot what his name was though. Peter
Was
Sam. Peter Sam. Do you remember this engine's name? The one who got turned into a generator?
Oh, yes. You mean Smudger. Smudger.
That's it.
Yes,
Smudger?
Smudger was
Huh.
very naughty engine. And he just wouldn't listen to Duke. And one day he came off the rails, and our old controller said that he had to be turned into a generator, and they put him in the back of our shed.
I've heard that story too, but from what Duke told me, there was another number 2 on the Minnesota Railway who came before Smudger named Stanley, not
Stanley?
to be confused with the Stanley on our railway. That Stanley is quite nice. He deserves a warm welcome. No, the Minnesota Railway Stanley was much, much different. He coincidentally enough behaved the same way as Smudger, and for his rude behavior, he was turned into a pumping engine, and by the time Smudger came to the railway, Stanley was moved to a quarry. Although, from what I've heard, shortly before the Minnesota Railway closed, Stanley suffered a failure that resulted in an explosion and the flooding of a mine, and I believe that was part of the reason why the Minnesota Railway closed.
Yes, that's the reason.
How do you know this
No.
much, Edward?
Duke told me.
You know, now that I think about it, I think I remember Peter Sam and Sir Handel telling me about it when I worked at the Blue Mountain Quarry. And judging by what you and Sir Handel described, Peter Sam, that Smudger kind of looked a lot like Rheneas. You don't think that?
Well,
No,
I
that's
don't
impossible.
think so, because what I heard from Sir Handel and Peter Sam Paxton, Renez was with Skarloey at the time.
yes, and
Yes.
Indeed.
you know, Duke. I've also heard this from Duke, but
Wouldn't it make
hold on.
Rheneas and Smudger brothers?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, now you don't think of it. I think I think Paxton has a point on that.
I believe I have some news about. I believe I have something to share about that. There was something earlier that Duke told me that was about Smudger. Apparently, some American copycat thieves stole the blueprints of Rheneas's brother's design, and they took the plans back to America and built Smudger from there.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
That would explain why he was so reckless and came off the rails so many times.
Yes.
I've got a question from Myra the Hedgehog. To Peter Sam, where did you and Sir Handel first come up with to call Duke Grandpa? Oh, well, it was a while back. If I recall, there was this boy, and he was talking to his grandpa. And so we thought that it would be funny to call Duke Grandpuff.
Oh, really?
Hey, guys, wait. I'm hearing puffing.
Oh, what is it?
I hear too.
Is someone coming?
Wait, listen. Is that?
It can't be.
Wait.
It's Percy.
What can't be?
Oh, wait a second. Is that Percy I see?
I believe so.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yes, I can see him in the distance, and he's getting closer and closer.
Either that or another green engine's on the rails.
Yes, Oh, wait a sec, I heard his whistle. It is Percy. Oh.
He should be here.
He seems to have stopped to take on water, but I think he'll be with us shortly.
Yep.
Oh, Peter Sam. I'll say a question for you. It says it's from Geo, the Avatar creator, creature, I think, and he's asking Peter Sam from the Minnesota Railway. Do you remember Jim? Who's Jim?
Oh.
I think I remember an engine called Jim, but my memory escapes me. I'm sure Sarhando remembers though.
Yeah, but speaking of Sir Handel, where is he?
Yes, where is Sir Handel? I really don't know where he is.
You know,
Is he supposed to come here?
I think I remember exactly who Jim is. I remember Duke telling me he was an engine that was on your railway, and I think he said was a bit of a jinx.
Oh, I
Ooh.
remember.
Jinx.
Oh, I remember. He was very unlucky.
Oh, yes. I believe
What's a jinx?
Someone that curse hoodoo or jinx locomotives, from what I heard.
From what I heard when I was in the works at the time, a girl, Serena, told me that she actually played a trick one time using a jinx.
Oh. Is that so?
To get back at Diesel, James, and Gordon, I believe, from what I heard.
Well, what did they do?
Apparently, Diesel, she thinks that she's just an outcast. James thinks that she cussed at James, and James cussed at her back.
Oh,
And-
dear.
And
I am
Gordon, it's best not to know.
Oh, dear. I am so sorry for that poor girl.
Yes, I hear she's a very great admirer of you, Edward.
Oh, yes. I believe I did talk to her in the chat.
Oh, speaking of chats, there's this girl named Yilin Zier. I cannot pronounce that last name, but she.
Yilin Zhao?
I believe it's pronounced Zhao. I think I could be wrong, but something like that.
What is it? What is it, like Chinese?
I think so.
I believe
yes.
so. Why do we always talk over each other, Edward?
I don't know either.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
I suppose it's just something that happens occasionally in streams, I suppose.
It happens to all of us.
Yes. Oh, wait a sec. I think Percy is coming. I think Percy has just finished his drink. He's now coming towards us, I think. Although he's still a little ways away, but he'll be here
What
shortly.
station are we in, by the way? Or are we in a shed?
Croven's Gate.
Yes, Cloven's Gate.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and I believe the sheds are right next to it, I think. Well, the narrow gate sheds.
Yes.
Actually, not. I think. In fact, this
Wouldn't mind to try fit on those their rails.
Actually, believe it or not, The Steamworks used to be here at Crovan's Gate, but they moved, but they moved further up the line.
Oh, did they?
It's actually in the books.
Oh,
Ah, I
My
haven't
Jared told
known
me
that
that
till now.
well, that's interesting.
Yes, I learn something new every day.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, and Molly, I don't know if you know this, but there is another narrow gauge engine who works at the Steamworks named Victor. He's a very kind engine, and I believe you and he would get along quite well with him.
Hmm.
Indeed. Indeed. And in fact, Molly, Victor was once yellow once.
He
Oh,
was?
yeah. Yes, Thomas told me a story that he heard from another narrow gauge engine named Luke.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I remember Luke. Boy, did I feel sorry for him when he. I felt sorry for him. We had to hide him for a long time.
Oh, yes. And
Boy, how long exactly? I mean, I never really heard of him until Thomas basically worked at the quarry in my place.
well, he was there for a very long time.
Hmm. I haven't heard of this Luke either. What's
Well,
he
I'm-
like?
Well,
What's he like?
Well, he's a little bit like you, Molly. Sometimes shy, but eager to work, nonetheless. I
I'm
think you
not
and...
that shy.
Oh, well, I don't mean any offense, but I'm just saying, I think you and he would get along quite well.
Are you being cheeky, Edward?
No.
I was just teasing.
Okay,
Ah.
okay, Percy. Okay, Percy's having a. Percy.
Percy!
Welcome.
Percy!
Oh, hi everyone. I was
Welcome.
Hello.
back for a moment. What's been
Well-
going on?
Well, we're currently...
Percy! Oh, it's great to see you.
Oh, hi Molly.
Oh, Percy, it's great to see you after some time. How
Where have
are
you
you?
been? Where on earth have you been?
The Great
On the
Eastern
G-
Railway.
Yeah.
What's it like over there?
It's quite nice, actually, but I really miss Sodor. How
Oh.
are you, by the way?
Oh, I've been doing good.
That's glad to hear, Percy.
Oh, okay, Syrian Harbor Production has a very good question for us, as to all of us. Does the works diesel work in the Steamworks? You know, that's a good question. Does he? I haven't seen the works diesel in a while. I mean, I've heard of him. I think his name is Jeffrey.
You know, I think...
Jeffrey? Who's
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey?
I
Not
think...
that kind of Jeffrey. Not the steam engine.
I kept thinking it was that big red steamy from the mainland.
No, that's just made up.
Oh.
Jeff,
Oh.
the Diesel Jeff, he used to work at the Steamworks before it was even named the Steamworks, and I believe he now works at the Diesel Works. But he does so few jobs at the Diesel Works, you hardly ever see him there.
Yeah, yeah. I used to see Jeff here all the time. When the Steamworks used to be here, I used to see Jeff all the time. Me, and some of the other narrow gauge engines would often talk to him sometimes. Heck, even some of you standard gauge engines.
Well, someone has a question for me. It says, "Why do you like pulling the mail?" Well, to be honest, I just think it's kind of a nice job, honestly. Just point and simple. It's a fun job. I get to see a lot of sights in Sodor. You know.
Oh yes.
Okay,
That actually reminds me. Before you came to the railway, Percy, I used to pull the mail myself.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't you used to pull the mail one time and you felt embarrassed for asking Percy?
Well, yes,
Because
but...
everyone thought you knew what to do.
Well, yes, I thought I did, because I remember pulling the mail before Percy
And you
came
got
to
yourself into an accident. Ran
Yes.
into a barrier by accident.
Yes, I was being careless, and I thought I because I pulled the mail before, I thought that I knew what I was doing, but apparently so much has changed that I decided that I needed to ask for help from Percy, and
Why didn't you in the first place?
because I thought that I didn't have to. I thought that I was experienced at this sort of thing, but clearly I wasn't. I-
Oh,
Oh dear.
oh.
I have a few. People have been asking me a few questions about my life before Sodor. Well, point and simple, I really didn't work on a railway. I was simply just built in a workshop. So before I didn't really work anywhere before Sodor exactly. I had to learn a lot. And what was in my livery? Well, point and simple, I've always been green. I wouldn't want to be any other color.
Well, wait a minute, but I thought you worked for the Great Western Railway.
Yes, they have green colors.
Oh dear.
Many people thought I was from the Great Western Railway, but I am related in a way to a Great Western engine.
Oh dear.
Ooh, yes.
I guess that's why you and maybe that's perhaps why you and Doug get along so well.
Oh yeah, in fact, I met a relative of mine named Trojan. It's quite nice, honestly.
Trojan.
Oh, I
Who's
think
he?
I think I've heard of him. Percy, I believe you told me a bit about him.
Oh yeah, he looks a little bit like me, except his bunker's a little different.
Hmm.
Yes, and I believe Trojan works on. I believe. Hold on, what exactly happened to Trojan again? It's been so long since I last heard about him.
Oh, it's been ages too, but for what I know, he's been doing fine, honestly. And
Oh, that's good.
Hey, Percy, have you always been green? I mean, because I think because this might have been me, or maybe I've just seen things, but I think I saw one. I thought I saw the same shape that looked like you, but in blue.
blue. That must have been a different engine. There have been multiple engines who look like me, honestly.
Yes, I think so.
Wait, what's all this talk about? I was just at the fuel pumps for a sec. What's going on exactly?
I was talking to Percy about it one day. One night, I was just doing my maintenance, and I saw an engine look similar to Percy but blue.
Whoa.
Oh, hold on a sec. I think I have
You
very.
must mean Liz?
Yes, now
Oh,
I just remembered.
Oh yes, you're talking about my sister.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, that was your sister?
Yeah.
I just remembered. Yes. It's been so long since I've last seen Liz. I almost forgot all about her. I hope she's doing well.
Well, I think she is. She was busy off helping Ryan with something.
Oh, yes. And from what I understand, it seems like Liz and Ryan seem to get along quite well.
I see.
You know,
Yes.
speaking of other engines, I do recall seeing a tank engine that almost looks similar to your old friend Jinty, Percy, but he was painted dark blue.
Wait a minute. I think I've seen him before. I think his name was Nicholas, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so, but
From
he
what
doesn't really
I
seem
heard,
to like me that much, and I think it's because
From
from
what
what
I
I
heard
heard,
from
he's had a
Serena-
bad experience with Class 08.
Excuse me, Molly was saying something.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
from what I heard from my friend Serena, she said that she had a crush. He had a crush on Rebecca. From what I heard.
Oh,
Wait.
is that so?
Yep. From what I heard.
Hmm.
Ooh.
You know, that actually reminds me, Paxton. Earlier today, I saw a diesel that looked exactly like you, but he was colored black and white, and he wore glasses. I believe.
Really?
Yes, I believe his number was 20212, and his name is Benjamin.
Try
Huh.
to say that 5 times fast.
Benjamin.
No, not that. the 20212.
You know, to make things easier, he insists on just being called Ben. Not
That
to
actually makes
Ah.
sense. And actually, speaking of diesels, I once saw a big blue diesel come by pulling a local train to Vicarstown one day. A guy, he was very kind and friendly. Big blue number D101. I don't really. That's all I know from him. He never told me his name.
Hmm,
Actually, I think I
see.
saw him before too, and I think he's an American diesel.
Yeah, he is.
I've seen a lot of American engines popping up recently. Just like this little blue engine I saw recently. He looked a little like Rosie.
You mean
So Rosie's
Timothy?
painted blue now.
Wait, hold on a sec. What engine are you talking about again, Percy?
This engine. He looks a little like Rosie, but he has a 67 on his side. I don't know him personally, but
So Rosie's got through a new paint and a new number.
No, not Rosie. He
Well,
was
I
I think-
was just
Um,
joking.
as far as
I
what I've
see.
been hearing, I think Rosie has a brother.
Oh
I
yeah.
was talking to this engine a lot recently, and I've been hearing the name Avery over and over.
Oh, so that's his name.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Oh yes.
And I've been noticing he's been going to the magic buffers a lot recently.
Indeed.
You don't think he and Lady are...
Related?
No, not related.
No, Edward.
How
I
do I know that
other
part
thing.
exactly?
I have a strange feeling, because every time he comes out of the buffers, he seems to be smiling about something.
Oh, that. I see.
I think he likes Lady.
Mhm.
Well then.
Alright,
While we're on the talk about that, the girl Serena I told you about, she's actually quite peculiar, because she actually has pink pale skin.
Pink?
I don't know whether she's a vampire or not.
I think it was just something she was born with, I think.
Perhaps. And she has dark cyan hair. Strange.
You know, in recent years, when I was pulling passenger trains, I did notice a few passengers with oddly colored hair, some with purple or green or red or pink even. I never question it.
It's like
Have you
Thomas-
ever seen Serena sometimes?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Have you ever seen my friend Serena sometimes?
I think I may...
Well, not exactly, no, but I would like to.
She is yet one of the station masters over at Wellsworth. The Substitute.
Oh.
Someone named Andrew just asked, can you engines feel love?
Oh.
Well,
I think that's a topic for another time.
well, I do know Thomas feels love. You should see him looking at a Shima.
Wait, who's this guy that asked that question? What was his name?
I think his name was Andrew, I think.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, now I remember. That was the name of the diesel. The diesel I met.
Oh.
Oh, do you mean that large blue diesel, Rusty?
Yeah.
I think I've seen him pass by a few times when I took trains, though we never really had the chance to talk.
Oh, it seems I have a question here. It says, do you still have your special funnel? Yes, and I've had it for years, actually.
Are you still wearing it?
Yes, I'm still wearing it.
I think it looks very good on you.
Thank you.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
At first, the other engines thought it all looked silly, but I've come to really like it.
I think
Yes.
what I heard from Duncan and Sir Handel, they used to tease you, especially when you lost your funnel in the tunnel one winter day, and you had to use a drain pipe.
Oh yes, don't remind me.
Yeah, but yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of Sir Handel, I just found out why he's not coming.
Oh, what
What's
is it?
Mr. Percival texted my driver, and he showed me. Technically, Sir Handel was in a bad mood, and he biffed the coaches hard, and some of them came off the rails. For punishment, For punishment, Sir Handel had to stay in the shed. And so in other words, so in other words, he's grounded he's grounded.
I do hope Susan wasn't one of those coaches.
Actually, actually, judging what I saw on the picture, Susan was on track 3. Sir Handel was on track 1 when it happened.
Oh. Wow.
Percy, you got another question from Kelly Foster. To Percy, did the cow you, Thomas, and Toby came across the bridge, it's have a name? If not, what would you call it?
Oh, I know the name of the cow. Do you remember the cow Bluebell? And she had a calf?
Bluebell?
That was actually her calf.
Wait, that was her calf? That calf's all grown up.
I didn't know that.
I actually decided to give her a name. I mean, well...
I never knew that cow actually had a name. I always called that cow Mrs. Cow.
Oh, no. You've been hanging around Philip too much.
Oh, my God. Now you're starting to sound like Philip.
Oh, dear.
Sorry. Actually, I decided to call her Ruby.
Oh, nice name.
Yeah.
Ruby?
For a cow.
Does she have like a partner called Sapphire?
Oh my goodness.
Oh
I got a
my.
question. It says, how many other mid-solar engines do you think survived?
I really don't know. I just, I miss my old railway, and I miss the I used to work with.
Oh, yes. I certainly know the feeling. When I first left for Sodor, there were many engines I knew that I've had to depart from, and most of them are all scrapped now. Especially one other engine I knew named Albus. He was my cousin. A Furnace Relic K1, I believe his class was.
Tank engine or tender engine?
I think
He was a tender engine, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes, he looked a little bit like me, but with a firebox that looked a little bit like James's, actually. Yes, Albus was a very big influence on my life, and one day when we were discussing the future of each other's classes, he gave me one of the most important advice I still live by today when considering new engines.
What was that advice?
He told me, an engine is not defined by their looks, nor their strengths and weaknesses. It is who they are on the inside that matters more.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes, and ever since I've held on to that advice strongly, and I still continue to do so to this day. I never judge an engine based on their looks or who replaced who. I judge them for who they are on the inside, and by that I mean what kind of engine they really are.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, Serena asked Edward, do you remember when Charlie insulted you? What?
I don't remember that. I mean, I do know Charlie, but Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about the time when he thought I wasn't fun?
Oh, I think I remember that.
Serena said yes.
Oh dear.
Good boy.
Well, yes, I do remember that actually, but Charlie and I are good friends, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I don't really... Well, this is a bit difficult to explain, pardon me, but I'm the kind of engine who likes to take my job seriously, but...
We don't blame you.
Yes, but...
None of us do.
I do like to. I can be fun when I want to, but sometimes there is a time and place for everything.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I seem to remember the time when you and Thomas. I remember the time when you did something fun, and it was Thomas's idea. The time, the time where Thomas challenged Gordon to a race.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yes.
remember this very well.
Rosie told me everything.
Yes, Thomas purposely stalled Gordon on Gordon's hill, and this caused Gordon to slow down and come to a complete stop, and I had to help him up the hill. And I actually caused him to thank me for it.
Oh, you're more devious than Diesel, Edward.
Oh yes.
Not really. Just Pinchy.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt everyone, but I have to go. I have more mail to deliver. Well,
Oh, all right.
I'll see you
Bye,
all.
Percy.
Goodbye, Percy. It was a pleasure having
Bye.
you. And he's gone.
Wait, that friend of yours that you said that helped you out on the furnace railway, did you say his name was Albert?
I said Albus.
Oh!
Yes,
I think I
like...
do remember you saying something about, like, another engine called Albert.
No, that was a completely different engine. He was a tank engine.
Huh. Oh, I see. It's just I
Yes.
remember another engine with the name Alfred. I think it was something, another engine that Duke, Peter Simmons, or Handel told me about from their old railway.
Oh, do you mean the Alberts that was related to Sir Handel?
Yeah, someplace called the Falcon Works he came out of?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Duke...
yes, I remember.
Yes, Duke told me all about him.
Oh?
What was he like?
Well, he wasn't a bad engine, but he was a little bit reckless, and I believe there was one incident where he had a crash, and I don't remember the full details, but I don't think anyone has ever heard from Albert ever since.
Oh, no one's ever heard of him.
Actually, I think Duke once told me that that he wasn't a very good engine, and that he always used to bully the other engines because he thought his way was the best. And it all came to a head when basically he refused to take on water, and I think he melted his fireballs or something like that.
Oh, I see.
Hang on, someone's walking towards the platform.
Wait, who?
Where?
Hey, what's going on here? Edward, aren't you supposed to be at Wellsworth?
Well, yes, I am, but...
Wait, Serena? Is that you? Of course it's me. Who else? I was looking for Edward the entire time.
Serena, that we heard about.
Is that...
Yes.
Is that really you, Serena?
Yes, that's me. I'm the substitute station pilot.
Oh,
What's
well...
going on here? You guys aren't slacking off, right?
No, we're not. We're just having a live stream where we talk to people on the internet and they ask us questions.
Live stream, huh?
Yes.
I think I've been a part of those a few times. Wait a minute. Are you actually the engine I've heard about from Diana?
I think so, yes.
Be reasonable, Serena. He's Edward, the engine I told you about. Huh. So you're the famous Edward I heard about.
Yes, it is a pleasure to meet you, Serena. I've heard a bit about you.
Huh. Well, I've heard a bit about you, Edward. I'm Station Master Serenade. Call me Serena if you like.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Serena.
Yes, quite a pleasure to meet you too, Edward. So what's going on this live stream?
Rusty, do you want to explain?
Well, technically, just us. Well, there's not really much work for us, and we got permission from Mr. Percival and Sir Topham Hatt but it was okay with them, and for a break we can talk to make a recording video and people ask us questions called a live stream. So and they agreed. So our crews turned on their computers, faced their cameras and their recorders towards us, and we started talking and asking questions.
How come I wasn't told?
I think someone forgot to tell. Oh, I think I forgot to. I think somebody from my branch line forgot to tell you this. I think it may have been either.
Dear.
I think it may have been either Boko or Philip. I don't know. Sorry.
That's okay, Edward. You know the old saying. What's with the diesel?
Oh dear, I think. Oh.
Oh, sorry, everyone.
Oh.
Gesundheit, Paxton.
Oh, sorry. Must have inhaled some quarry dust.
Hey, you got some dust over my new blouse.
Oh boy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Wait a minute, Paxton. How can you sneeze? What was it, like sneezing powder around here?
Well, I think Henry did at one point.
I remember Thomas having sneezing powder after an incident.
And I remember I sneezed.
Yes.
Yes, but the question is, where did this sneezing powder come from?
Don't ask me.
Wait.
I don't know.
Oh
Wait.
no.
Huh?
Wait, what was that? Wait, what was that?
Did I?
What was what?
Something about that horn seems familiar.
Hello, everyone. Diesel 10!
Oh my goodness. Diesel 10, what are you doing here?
Oh, Edward, long time no see. I just came here to see what's going on. And hello, Rusty. It's a pity you missed out. It's a pity you missed out during the Steamers takeover.
Yeah, I heard it backfired.
Yeah, don't be stuffy on me.
Hello, Diesel 10.
Who's the yellow engine? I never met her before.
Her name is Molly. She is a part of the Northwestern Railway, but she was gone for a while, but now she's back.
Wait, are you that same Molly from the GNR? D199 told me a little bit about you.
Yes, that's me.
Very impressive. Well,
Hey, Diesel 10, aren't you supposed to be taking scrap trucks?
The scrap train has already been delivered. I got nothing to do. So I saw you guys. I saw what you guys are doing. So I decided to come and see for myself, and maybe join in for a little while before my next train.
Fine, but as long as you're on your best behavior, Diesel 10.
Very
Yeah,
well.
don't scare anyone.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
I won't. All right, Paxton, I won't.
Yes. All right, Diesel 10. Diesel 10, can you please keep that claw away from us, please? Thank you.
Pinchy, where are manners?
Yes.
Keep
Yes.
the claw away from Edward, thank you.
All right, Pinchy, come back here. Good boy.
All right. Yes. Anyways, there's a question for Rusty, and it's from Blaster1221. To Rusty, what do you think of the new number 11 and number 12 on the Typhon Railway? Wait, what? I've never heard of this.
What?
Hold on.
I think it was at the time when I first joined the railway, so
Ho-
I don't know.
Hold on a sec. Driver, can you please look this up?
And while that's happening, Diesel 10, you're not gonna like this.
What are you talking about?
Could someone else ask this?
I'll do it. So which one was it?
It was by Student Harbor Productions.
What are you going on about?
Oh, I remember. Satra and Harbor Productions asks, to Diesel 10, do you remember the Chinese dragon?
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Percy told me all about that. It wasn't funny.
Yes, Percy.
It was so funny.
Percy told me all about that.
It wasn't funny.
It's too bad you just
yes.
missed him. He had to go pull the middle train.
Well, how many of you got scared by a paper dragon coming along the rails at 50 miles per hour?
What's the matter, Diesel 10? You just cluck like a chicken?
Oh, grease annoy you.
And besides, it served you right for how you were treating the other engines.
Indeed.
What? Because I was rude to Percy and Barry? Their names are Ari and Bert. I don't have time to say both names.
Hey, Diesel 10.
Unfortunately, I have to go pull a train. I'll be back later.
All right.
Alright,
Goodbye,
Peter
Peter
Sam.
Sam.
All right, see you later, Sam.
All right. Anyways, Diesel 10, there's another question for you.
Oh?
This one is from Kelly Foster. To Diesel 10, where did Pinchy get his name?
You're looking at him. That makes sense. What? I thought it was a
Diesel
cute
10?
name for him.
Stay away from Edward. Understand? Or otherwise
I'm
I'll
not
report
here
you
to
to
cause
Mr.
trouble.
Percival.
I'm not here to cause trouble. I mean, the last time I caused trouble, so someone had nearly took away Pinchy and Inchy. I didn't want that.
Serena, why are you always defensive of Edward? I mean, you could defend either Rusty, Paxton, or myself, but why Edward of most engines?
You admire him.
Is it because you admire him? Well,
Yeah,
don't question a station master. You're a substitute, Serena.
Judging by your cheeks turning red, I would have to say yes.
Hey! Don't! Ugh.
Oh, it's quite all right. I appreciate your concern, Serena, but I can assure you, I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. I'm not afraid of Diesel 10.
Well, it's true, Serena.
Well, a lot of engines used to fear me until that incident. Speaking of incidents, what are you talking about? Wait, what is it? What are you talking about, Rusty? Technically, there's a question here by Narrow Gauge
I
Studios.
see this question.
What question?
This one is from Narrow Gauge Studios. Diesel 10. How was the cruise from Thomas and the Magic Railroad?
Oh!
No. Well, wow.
Oh, I've got one. Hey, Diesel 10, you ever use your claw as an arcade game?
Paxton, you should know your place by now. Hey, do me.
Diesel.
I've got a better one. Have you ever thought about using your claw as a ventriloquist dummy?
Oh, Edward, you are wicked.
I would say something with Pinchy right now, but I want to keep this. But I want to keep this video rated G since children are watching this.
All right, suit yourself.
You ever tried using Pinchy to go fishing like Cranky and Big Mickey and Bobby?
What?
To be true.
Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason why I should not lose my temper. Okay, guys, that's enough. Let's not get Diesel 10 any more mad.
All right.
Someone asked me a question. The new storyteller asked, to Serena, what's your interest of singing? Well, I do sing a few times. I actually do a bit of song covers. And
song covers? What the heck are song covers? Judging what I heard from my driver, song covers are mostly people out there on YouTube that actually sing songs based on different shows and movies.
Yes,
or from different artists.
Actually, Serena, my driver has actually listened to one of your song covers and he thinks you're quite an amazing singer.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Actually,
thanks.
well, actually, believe it or not, I saw this one video made by Andrew Liago of a song cover called "Be Our Guest" from this movie Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yes, I remember that movie. Who doesn't?
Ah, don't.
My driver, I've never really seen that movie, but my driver has, and he's told me all about it. But speaking of song covers, I believe my driver has actually done quite a few of them himself, but they all got copyrighted by YouTube and he had to take them down.
Oh.
I've heard about that. If you ask me, YouTube really needs to line up these days.
Oh, finally, something we can all agree with.
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Amen
yeah,
to
but
that.
YouTube, they'll never stop because you know what I mean, right?
Yes. Anyways, there's a question from RJ the Brave Engine. To everyone, I've got a joke for you all. What would you get when you have a red nose attached to the diesel's face? You get the clown
What?
diesel.
What?
I like the joke.
I hope this joke doesn't go toward me or Rusty because we're diesels.
I don't think they meant you three specifically.
Hmm.
Uh.
Oh, you guys ever heard of DeviantArt?
Yes,
Yes,
I have actually.
I have one.
My driver
I
told
have
me
an
about
account.
that.
My driver has one too.
So does
So does my driver.
So does my driver.
What
I
is
actually have a DeviantArt account myself.
You do?
Yes, I do. I'm called Edward Serenade.
Yeah.
Deedle 10, not to you, but to Pinchy, where were you from? Sadly, Pinchy doesn't really talk. I talk for her.
Her? I thought it was a.
It's
I
a
thought it
girl?
was a he.
A lot of people say her. A lot of people say he. For me, I prefer both. Makes it easy on me. Anyway, to make it easier, Pinchy was when I was built. Technically, I was the first diesel being built, and I was an experimental engine. That's where I got Pinchy in the first place. But that rude man was so rude to my builder. I got the name Deedle 10, and said to me, I should not be proud having the name. It's because of my careless builder who should be at home playing with toys. If you ask me, that was the most rudest insult I ever had.
Oh,
From what
my.
I heard, Diesel 10, your claw's a bit of an illegal adding. From what I heard.
Oh, hello there. It's Skarloey.
Oh, hello there.
Skarloey! Hey,
Let's
Skarloey!
see, how are you?
It's good. Also, don't mind Deedle 10 being over there. Hey, I had that.
Oh, no.
You were
Ray.
supposed
I
to.
got time. Don't turn up on the 68. Sean the trucks are all in red and green and brown and blue.
Ow, Raven Oil, don't even say that.
I mean, Diesel 10, you are brown. I mean, I'm green. But, like, Skarloey's red and Edward's blue.
And Rusty, I believe, is orange too.
Oh,
Molly
we got the
is
rainbow.
yellow. Molly is
Indeed.
yellow, and I myself is more of a turquoise girl.
And Charlie is purple.
Wait, who?
Charlie.
Oh, Charlie. I saw him
Oh, I thought you.
Right.
I thought you were talking about someone else. Never mind. Anyways,
Oh, well.
there's a question for you, Skarloey.
Really?
Yes.
Already?
Yes, this one is from Sudrian Harbour's Productions. To Skarloey, do you remember Neil?
Sorry, what was that?
This one, there's a question from Southern Harvest Productions. Do you remember Neil?
Who the heck is Neil?
Me to the
I
railway.
think I remembered this from my father. He actually told me there were 3 green-looking engines that were steamies, but they looked like rectangle boxes or something.
They're
There
called
was
box
Neil,
tanks. There was
Clive,
Neil.
and Matthew.
Neil was
Actually-
the one who brought me to the railway. I have a funny story with Neil. Originally on the harbor, there wasn't any cranes, so what they did was they unloaded me with the ship's mass. I was dangling in fear. I was quite a
Yes,
crosspatch.
Nancy told me about it. That.
You know,
Yes,
actually,
indeed.
I think I actually remember Neil.
Really?
Yes, I've met him on a few occasions, but
I haven't seen him in ages.
me neither. It's been some time since I've last seen him.
Yes,
Nancy
it would be
told
nice
me
to reminisce
about
with
you
him.
were being a crosspatch.
Yes, I was quite a grumpy fellow. You could say I was like Duncan in a way.
You know,
But
You
I
know,
soon
I actually
straightened up.
babysit Nancy once or twice. She's a very nice girl.
Yes, I remember all the time she would polish me. I would always make sure I wouldn't make her miss a spot.
Oh, Skarloey, this is Molly speaking, but I seem to remember a few times Serena sneakily polishes Edward once or twice. Molly, why have I
Wait.
told you about keeping that secret?
wait, you.
Don't
you
worry, I
do?
won't tell him.
Hey, listen, it's okay. Hey, we all get rub downs once in a while. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Weird terminology.
Molly, I told you to keep it a secret.
No, Serena, don't get mad.
Well,
Don't worry, secrets come out anyway. Look at Luke. We tried to hide him, but he came out in the end.
well, I wasn't aware of that, Serena, but it's quite all right. I won't judge. It's perfectly fine.
I had to make sure you look very extra nice and shiny.
Well, I
Why do
appreciate.
you do it anyway? Oh, zipping your lips, I see.
The silent treatment.
Well, it's perfectly all right, Serena. I may not know exactly why, but I won't question it. I appreciate you doing it, really, but next time though, I would appreciate it if you warned me first before doing it again, but it's perfectly fine, really.
She's smiling. In a cute way.
Anyways, Diesel 10, there's another question for you.
Oh?
This one is from RJ the Brave Engine. Diesel 10, if you would pull a heavy train of 30 trucks to go to Bridlington Goods Yard on the mainland, which engines would you help?
Can you be a little bit more specific of what that means?
I think what he's saying is, actually, you know, I don't really know. Just forget that question. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, Skarloey, there's a question from Kelly Foster. To Skarloey, does James still respect you after the Broken Spring wharf incident?
Oh, I remember that. The Broken Spring was back in '04, and it was a really story. My spring on one side made me tip over almost, and I almost derailed, but I was able to bring the train home. James was almost mad with me about being late, but I still did it, and I'm very proud. Also, at the wharf, I remember I think I bumped into some trucks when I was new at the wharf, and James made fun of me. But he does have his fair share of accidents, so it's not like he's been scot-free with being a spotless record like Arthur.
My father
He
actually
just jokes around.
told me about your Broken Spring incident, and I was about 12 years old when I heard about the wharf incident.
Oh,
I like to imagine as the Wharf and Peace incident.
I think I may have heard about your Broken Spring incident too, Skarloey.
Of course, nothing beats the story of the gallant old engine Reneus when he had a broken safety valve.
Yes.
As Sir Handel once said, like, because of his age, he called him the red sausage, the galloping red sausage.
That's just being disrespectful, even to an old engine like Skarloey.
Oh,
Now,
it's all
Serena.
right.
Although Sir Handel did get his own comeuppance by his crew being putting small sausages in his boiler.
Oh, I remember this too.
I remember one of
Oh.
the big engines telling me,
Oh, come on. Can you not take a joke?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, that is funny. I remember that. Oh my god. That's very serves her handle right after that.
Oh, Serena, just out of curiosity, how old are you to be a substitute stationmaster? I'm about 15 or 17. Can't really tell. Well,
I see.
huh.
well, you better be
Well, you
paid
do
well.
look young. Well, you do look young. Aren't you? Hey, don't judge a girl by her age. Oh, sorry.
You don't
Nah,
judge
it's
a book
fine.
by its cover.
Yes, thank you, Skarloey.
Father had me whistling that the other day.
Oh,
Edward, are you singing something?
Oh, that was just a song that my driver hummed while we were at work. It was called Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. I believe that was from the early stages of the TV series.
You know, I remember hearing Renee's whistle that. Oh, speaking of whistles, I remember this one time I was waiting at my station, and then I heard whistling every time, like I heard an engine puff, and then I see Sir Handel, and his cab roof is loose, and every time
I've
went
heard
over a
it
bumpy
before
piece of
too.
track. Yes, you could hear it from miles away. I was laughing my fighterbox off. I haven't laughed that hard in years. Always a
I
handle in
see.
Duncan, always causing havoc.
Hey,
But they're good at heart.
hey guys, there's a question for Edward, Molly, Paxton, and Deedle 10 here. Oh, there's a question for us? Yeah.
Oh,
Technically, RJ the Brave is asking you guys, what are your favorite DC characters and DC characters of heroes and villains?
You know, I do really like Batman, although for villain, I think I don't know. I think I would have to pick either Mr. Freeze or Catwoman. I'm not sure.
I
Why
have
Catwoman?
from DC. Same with Edward. I like Batman. As for villains, I'm big, after what my driver showed me on the internet a few times, I'm always a big fan of the Joker.
Well, for me, I would choose
see.
Batman and Robin. And then for villains, I would choose the Joker and Bane, because when my driver had a cloth when he was rubbing me down, he dropped it on my mouth, and I sounded like Bane. Hello there, Batman.
Oh.
Driver.
Oh.
you know, I gotta remember my
Hang on,
drama showed
where
me
did Serena
something.
go?
Oh.
In
Oh
here.
dear.
In here, Molly. Why are you hiding in Edward's cab?
Is it because it's because of my Joker laugh? I was just doing it I'm just doing it because I'm a big fan of the Joker.
Same. I'm sorry
Sorry.
if I did my Bane accent too seriously.
You
No,
know,
it's fine. I just get jump scared easily.
you
Well,
know,
in light of the situation,
Oh,
speaking of Edward, do you remember the water wheel, Edward? Says Kelly Foster.
what Walter Whale? What?
Oh, yes, the
I-
water wheel meant for Great Waterton. I remember.
Oh, yes. It's been some time since I've been to Great Waterton. I may have forgotten a little bit about it.
Steady Eddie, as they say.
Hold on, Edward. As I get remembered, that I think you and I, Edward, worked together to deliver the wheel.
Oh, yes, I think so. Hold on, the details are a little bit fuzzy. Can you give me a refresher on that, Molly?
That was Serena talking, not me.
Oh, sorry. Your voices sound so similar, I get them mixed up. Anyways, Serena, can you give me a refresher on that?
Well, you and I were actually supposed to take the wheel from Brandon Docks over to Great Waterton, but you really wanted to show off for some reason, and yet took the tracks over to where most people would be at instead of the tracks I advised you to go on. And as a result, we accidentally lost the water wheel, but you knew all the shortcuts around the island. I have to say, that was pretty clever of you.
Ooh.
Now you
Yes.
remember?
I think so, but I don't really know what came over me then.
I see.
Well, take it, guys. I gotta go. Speaking of Burlington, I have to take the flying kipper because Henry is sick again.
No, Dieselton. You know that Henry doesn't like being in the rain.
What's that supposed to mean, Paxton?
Oh no, there's just.
Well, we'll tell you later, Diesel 10. But anyways, good luck.
And be careful because after when you're done taking the delivery, you're definitely gonna need a wash down.
Oh, yes.
And be careful for the Chinese dragon, Diesel 10.
That's it. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Good riddance. You know, I never noticed it, but when I went up to Ulstead, they said I sounded like Glenn. Did somebody say my name? No, Glenn, go back to Ulstead. All right, I'll see you later.
Wait.
Wait,
Glenn?
Wait, when did Glenn get here?
Oh, he just stopped by for the visit, taking tourists around.
How long has he been there?
He just showed up. I think he had to drop off some passengers for me.
I can't believe I didn't recognize him.
Well,
what do you know? Resemblance is uncanny.
Well, he was recently rediscovered sometime while you were away, Molly, and he was restored at that same time too.
Some people say he's a coffee
Edward,
pot.
again, that was Serena, not me.
Oh, sorry.
More confusion.
I think to make it easier, just say this is Serena speaking and this is Molly speaking. Make it easy.
Yes. Also, here's perfect music for your situation. My driver likes playing on the keyboard.
Well done, Cedric.
Technology is a wonder.
Oh dear. Sorry.
I still can't get used to people playing on these computers or iPhones.
I think Serena just fainted of laughter.
Hey guys, did you guys hear a whistle?
Which whistle?
What whistle?
Wait, Duke.
What?
Duke?
Duke? What's he doing here? I thought he was working at the Tally Lynn, visiting. I guess he's back.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you again.
Duke, it's been years. Where have you been?
Stuart. Peter Sam. It's been a while since I see. Wait. I'm sorry. Peter Sam ain't here. I forgot.
Your old age is getting to you, I see.
What a young whippersnapper.
Oi, I'm an old engine too.
Just kidding. I'm just as old. What am I saying? Good to have you back.
I'm just kidding. Well, anyway, I'm doing very good, skarloey. How are you doing?
Doing very well. I kept Peter Sam and Stuart in order.
Hello. Who we have here? Duke. This is Millie and this is Millie and Serena.
It's Molly and Serena, actually.
Yes.
That's what I said, didn't I?
Because old age is spreading around.
No, that was Molly and Serena. You're confusing Molly with a little French narrow gauge engine.
You mean the one that Luke likes?
I don't know French, but I do know Italian. Oy vey.
Well,
I've drove Millie a few times over at Ulstead. She's a very funny character. I even was at the time when Luke and Millie switched. Millie and
Oh,
I
yes.
became good
Oh.
friends.
Pretty hard making Millie get used to the Blue Mountain Quarry, but she got used to it after a while. She likes
I
it there
remember
now.
you flew dusted her.
Indeed.
That was an accident, I'll have you know.
Sorry,
I
guys,
didn't
but I
mean
think
it.
Molly and I must go.
Oh, I see. Well, it was a pleasure having you here, Molly and Serena.
Indeed, it was.
Indeed.
Um,
Tell Thomas I said hi.
And the crazy
I
thing is, I
will.
just got here.
Oh, and Serena,
Fine.
my driver wants those lines in soon. Those lines that you promised my driver.
I'll seek to that soon.
All
But
right.
yet, with Molly as a new member of Wellsworth. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, you two.
Yeah.
It was a
See you
pleasure
later.
seeing you again.
Bye.
Anyway, is there any questions from for old Duke here?
Let's see here.
I see one. This one is from Kelly Foster. To Duke, how long were you buried in the shed all those years ago?
Oh, let's just say that happened a long time ago, over 100 years.
Here's another one from Geo the Avatar Creature. Do you remember Smudger and do you miss him?
Oh, Smudger, you mean that incident in the Green Goblin? Oh, I remember him. Technically he's still among us. What?
Really?
Really?
Well, you're not gonna believe this, but you
Oh,
remember
wait a-
Bertram, right? You remember Bertram, right?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I heard this story.
Now, that's why we don't see him so much. Why? You know what I mean. Surely.
Yes.
You guessed it, Skarloey. Bertram is Smudger.
Oh,
Yes. I've heard a bit about that too.
Well, when I just found out, at first I was angry. I don't know what came over me that day, but I apologized later, and now we're good friends.
Well, that's certainly good to hear.
Indeed. You know, speaking of Bertram, I heard he's still working at the mine. Is he? Oh yes. Yes. In fact, he said he would like to join, but technically he has a lot of work to do down there. So technically, I was the only one available.
I see. Hold on a second. Does anyone know how long this stream has been going?
It's been going on for close to 2 hours.
The stream's been going on for 2 hours. Why?
I think some of us might have some jobs to do, so...
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
You know, you're right. I just came. In fact, Mr. Purple came down here to ask you guys, tell you guys that your break's over, and you must get back to work immediately. Rusty, you have some tracks that need. There's some tracks that might need some repairs over at over in the valley. Oh yes, sure thing. I'm on the way. Oh, and Skarloey. Oh, and Skarloey, you need to pull a passenger train. There's a passenger train you need to pull. Technically, Sir Handel was going to take it, but because of his accident, he's grounded. So technically, you have to take over.
And I just remembered, there's a passenger train that I need to shunt for Gordon, so I must go as well.
So I'll need him back at the Blue Mountain Quarry.
Indeed. Anyway, YouTubers, thank you all for this lovely day. It was nice asking all your questions, and it was a great pleasure having Molly, Serena, Duke, and some other engines here. So yeah, but other than that, it was actually an honor having you all. But technically, it's time for us to go. So this is Rusty with Skarloey, Paxton, and Edward. And Duke saying farewell and see you all again soon.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, all.